Seems like us live there. Let me just go ahead and quickly check. Okay, Dokels, looks like we're good. So, we are going to be starting a supermarket in Supermarket Simulator. So we're going to create our own room. And we're starting our own, so we're going to start on slot C. This is going to be our brand new supermarket that we're starting right from the outset. And we're going to try and beat the game with no loans. So that means the only thing we can spend is our earnings. So we need to buy a product from the market menu on the computer. What we're going to do is buy the cheapest one, which is going to be this here. That's going to allow us to do that. Place the product on the shelves. Perfect. And bin the box. Go over to here and set product's price. So for this here, $3.71. Okay. We're going to always go to the nearest 50 cents for a product. That's what our thing is going to be. So market, we want to make sure we buy some of these here. That's going to be $39. Ah, damn. The shipping. Okay, so let's get rid of the oil and we'll replace it with bread. And pricing wise, okay, so bread we've got, you're going to be $3.50. Cereal, you're going to be $5.50. Leap seeds oil, we're not going to charge market price for because it's $4.50, so we're just going to go for 4. We're going to do $3 for that, and you are going to be that. So this shelf is where we're going to stock our ready foods. So our pastas, our cereals, our breads will go onto that shelf. And we're going to go ahead with that and open the checkout. So since everything's opened here, we've got someone coming who's going to possibly be a customer, but while we're waiting for them, we are going to run ahead and see if we can afford oil from the deli and grocery. What is the cost of it? $9 for that. That ain't ideal. What about the cereal? $6.90. Damn. A little bit shy on that. So we can't really afford that. But because we're going to be doing reasonable-ish profits, what we're going to try and make sure of is that we are kept nicely stocked via markets. Okay, you give me $4.50, which is exact, and I appreciate exact change. So you are waiting on these. Lovely. $8, please. You've got this and this. Perfect. So you need $43 and change. That's going to be enough that we should be able to buy Chalky Pick cereal. And people won't get frustrated and leave the queues if there's no one on the till. So you can just go ahead and run up to here and try and restock while you're at it. So you are $17.94. Perfect. Meaning I can start selling this, which is going to be a good amount. $17.94, so 12 boxes for that there, like $5 a piece. That's going to be $60. So we're actually making like $40 worth of profit off of that, which is going to be great. We're going to throw this to here. Okay, you are wanting to pay by card. $4.50, please. You pay by card. $7.50, please. Pop this into here, and the oil we can go and pick up while we're waiting for more customers to come back around. So that's going to be helpful for us. Deli and grocery. So in this here, you can get access to vehicles in this as you level up. The most expensive which is 12.5 grand, but it lets you carry an immense amount of stuff in the flatbed. Or like, not the flatbed, the truck bed. You know what I mean? In the back of a pickup truck. So oil, we're going to put you into here. Ta-da! $5.50, please. And get rid of the box. What are we low on? Nothing yet. Happy days. So wait for him to do his checkout. And you need $96.50. It's unconscionable that you would buy a loaf of bread with a $100 bill. That's just... No, just don't do that. Don't be that person. Look how rich I am. Enjoy this $100 bill. You? Precise change? I appreciate that. Although that's also me being a little bit biased. I'm not someone who does exact change when I go to the store. I very rarely have the exact change. It's because everything's like 99p. You know, it'll be like 149 or 199. And it's just like, yeah, no, I don't have 99p. What I have is £2 coin or two £1 coins, but I do not have a 99p coin. Mind you, you can't find anything these days that's 99p just. Whoop. You go over there. Grab those. Right. $41. Lovely. You are going to be 3.5. You are going to be 50 cents in change. Lovely. So that's that. Right. I need Susu and... Yeah, let's go grab Susu. While we wait for customers to build up. So, deli and grocery over there. Keep on going. Once we get to level 10, we can automate our checkout stuff, which is going to be helpful. Or we can get a self-checkout. Self-checkouts take up roughly the same space, but they allow the customers to do their own thing. And they only require help every once in a while. And you can hire someone to do the staffing for it. So, you here, $5.50, nice. You need 50 cents. So, pop that into there. Refill these here. And what have you got? Chalky pick? Nice. $5.50, please. So we've got those. Let's go into the market and have a look. So 6 and 6. May as well. So each of these here, 8 boxes of them, is going to cost me $8 to get those delivered. And I can sell that for 24. And I can sell the flyer for $28. So it's worthwhile ordering those in. I suppose even the cereal, like, yeah, I could make $3 profit on things if I was less efficient, but I'm okay just sort of standing about. Right, you need 50 cents and change. Lovely stuff. So there we go. Storage is probably going to be our priority for things to unlock, because storage eventually lets you get restockers, and restockers are really good because they will keep all your shelves stocked from your inventory. 12 bob. Yep, 12 bob 50, please. And you are going to be $17, but you give me a $100 bill. $100 bill so that you could afford 1 box of cereal. Really strange for you to be doing that. Oh, there we go. Chalky Pick cereal. Restock that. Hello, wie geht's? $5.50 on that, and we're now at the end of the day. So I guess let's start our next day. 20 people served. We've got $82. So let's open the store and wait for people to flood in. Let's get some bread and some oil. So the oil was 18 bucks. 12 by 4, 48. So $30 profit on that. The bread, 12 of this. This was like, what, $12 or something? $12 basically. For 12 times 3.5, that's going to be 42. So 30 bucks profit basically. Happy days. Each box is going to be like $30 in profit. So as long as we can keep people coming in, buying stuff nice and quick, we should be able to constantly turn over a decent little bit of profit. Our daily bills are going to be how much? We are not charged it yet. Put this here. Okay, so that there's $5.98. I'm just keeping it nice and simple by keeping the point, like the nearest 50 cents below a product, unless the product is exactly 50 cents over $1, then at that point I'm going to round it down. So I'll be 50 cents below the asking price. Exact change. Nice. This is going to be like by the box, I think. Oh, right. Okay, gotta do some cleaning. Oop. Get that, and this, and throw it into the garbage can. Now, one of the things I wonder is, does it, like, the junk that appears on the floor, is it in any way related to what's on the shelf? Like, do items go bad over time? Which is unknown to me. Well, that person's going to do their thing. Right, let's go market, tools, and we're buying a crate. So let's lift from that. Okay, we need a product license. So that's going to be about 200 bucks, I think, for it. And it's also going to go, hey, you need a fridge to store some of these items. So it's going to give us our first reason to have to buy new furniture. Fridge is going to be $375, or a new shelf will be $200. So who knows what we got? Hey, may you have a Coke? I haven't got the license for the Coke just yet, but as soon as I get the opportunity, absolutely I will. How are you going? And thank you very much for the sub, good sir. How are you going? How is the month treating you? Happy nearly Halloween. We're what? Like, yeah, we're 6 days away. Go elsewhere for now then. Wow. Cheek. The absolute cheek. No brand loyalty anymore. Here's me trying to maintain a small independent business, and you're just coming in going, it's like, oh, a corporate conglomeration for the win. We don't do corporate consolidation in this. Doing good? I'm glad to hear that. I'm doing pretty well. Just busy with work a lot of the time, hence when it gets to the evening time, I am too damn tired to go ahead and do all the streaming stuff some of the days this week. So instead, it's going to be more like, yeah, let's have more chill time. But now that we're starting to get much calmer with everything, right, $16.50, there we go. Yeah, things are starting to calm down in work, so it's a case of getting to have a little bit more free time. Plus today, have the house largely to myself, so did a load of washing, I did some dishes, and now it's a case of got a little bit of time before the other half comes back from, she's had a jewelry making thing today, which is pretty nifty. It's like, oh, cool. So she is making her own rings alongside a couple of the people that she works with who are doing their PhD. Ooh, nice. 21 bucks for that. That's a good seal. That is a very good seal. So yeah, I'm just enjoying having a nice, quieter day today. We're going to buy 2 of these just because we'll save a little bit on shipping. Okay, exact change. Nice. I approve of you, sir. I approve of you. So let's go ahead with these. Throw them over to there. We should actually use this to restock. Alright, that goes there. Let's do this here. Pop that there. You go here. You'll be like that. Oop, we got waste on the floor. Irish wristwatch. I'm not saying it. I'm not even trying to say that tongue twister. I am not even trying to. But how are you going, a hackanab? How are you? Hopefully you're having a good one. Don't think you heard anything. Battlefield 6 is too loud. Hey, you've been playing Battlefield 6 too? Nice. I've been enjoying a little bit of it myself. I haven't played too much this week, just with work. But I did do a little bit more of the campaign, and I find it really funny that in Battlefield 6 there's a section where they're talking about it's like, yeah, this guy saw everything. He was in all the places where the worst war crimes occurred. He was in Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Northern Ireland. And it was just really funny just hearing them say it's like all these places where really fucked up shit happened. Well, you know, Hakanab, you know it has been a while. So, since it's been a while, are you well? 'Cause you're looking well. Is that better? Do you feel better now? Do you feel validated? Does that make you feel just as well looked after as you should? Oil, $4. Susu, $4.50. You, hey, exact change, nice. Boom, grab those. 89 bucks. What kind of pensioner, what kind of old lady is going in, is like, oh, it's such a lovely day, dearies. I just came in to buy some cereal and oil. Have my $100 bill. I just got my pension today. They give me a single $100 bill to last me all month. Like, why? Why did that person need to have a $100 bill? No one on earth should have a $100 bill. It should not be a thing. It should be as like, hey, you've got $100? Awesome. Use your bloody card. Because if you're going in and going, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna use my $100 bill. My immediate thought is just like, you are a money launderer. I don't even care. If you've got a $100 bill, then at that point you launder money. And if you don't launder money, then at that point you got that $100 bill by mistake. You should not have that. It should be a $10 bill. I'm convinced it is a $10 bill, but someone accidentally put a 0 on the end of it and they just went, fuck it, we'll run with it. There are a number of establishments over here that if you try and pay with a £100 note, they'll just be like, nope, not taking it. And then you're just like, but it's legal tender. And then they're just like, yep, but we have a policy that we don't take £100 notes. Oh, why is that? Well, simply put, it's one of the most counterfeited notes that there is. And it's like, ah. $3, please. $6, please. Okay, time to buy some more of this. Restock our pasta onto the shelf. So we're very close to having a new license. We gotta check and see. Management bills. 35 bucks that cost. Not ideal, but we might be able to purchase and deliver some of the stuff by the end of the day. So $3.50. Yep, if you want to go ahead and buy more high value stuff. If anyone would also like to just donate $100 to the store, that'd be awesome. Haven't touched any of the campaign though. The campaign is one of the most Call of Duty campaigns I have ever played in a game. And that includes Call of Duty. It feels like they just went, hey, how do we do? Like, you're gonna see slow-mo in the campaign. And you're like, hey, why does my Battlefield game have slow-mo? And then it's like slow-mo where you have to shoot part off a crane so that you can drop that crane part onto a vehicle that is chasing you, which causes it to blow up. And you're like, ah, of course, that's exactly what happens. Okay, right, so the stuff, the junk that appears on the floor just appears to be junk on the floor. $1, please. You are going to be $1.50. There you go. And now we can go ahead, licenses. We can purchase the next license. So this will allow us to stock, without having to buy a fridge or a shelf, we can get coffee. And there it is, our first product we don't have that we're going to get a complaint on. I noticed you don't have cheese. Damn straight we don't have cheese, because we don't have anything to stock it in. And if you're that unhappy about not having cheese, then you'll play through it, get achievements, then uninstall multiplayer for you. That is very fair. I believe once you complete the campaign, it does just pop up with a thing saying it's like, hey, congrats on completing the campaign. Do you want to uninstall it now? So that you can save the space and just have multiplayer. And it's just like, they knew exactly what they were doing. They're just like, hey, so let's put a thing after you beat the campaign where it tells you, you can uninstall the campaign if you want. We know you didn't buy this Battlefield game for the campaign, because if you want to see Josh Duhamel in a game, go play the Callisto Project. You know, if you want to see him in it. More games should do it. The one thing I would love to see is whenever you complete a match of Fortnite, a little pop-up that says, congratulations, do you want to uninstall Fortnite? Because tell you what, whoo-wee son, I would defo use that. I'm not going to actually put the coffee on the shelf just yet, because I need to ensure that I set the prices so that I can turn a profit on it. But yeah, Fortnite is just not a game that I enjoy simply for the amount of cosmetics that there are in it. 10.5. You couldn't find the cheese. You poor thing. Right, $3. So this here, $2.50. You are going to be $10. You are $3.50. Oop, you are $2, and the tea is going to be $5.50. So grab these here, lovely. Here, have $1. Perfect. And now this here, coffee, will pop onto there. They still can't find the cheese, which is unfortunate, but understandable. So we get them that. You couldn't find the dark roast coffee. I literally just stocked it onto the shelf. You couldn't find the bottled water. So that's okay. Right. Need to clean this. And just going to sponge the window with you in 1 wee second, sir. There we go. Hey, 21 bucks. Couldn't find Palace tea. Well, we're going to go and get some Palace tea so that we can stock our shelves with it. And that way we can start saving up towards our final part that we need, which is we're going to need a fridge. We're going to need a little fridgy fridge. So we are. We're at store level 4 and we got 43 bucks. Our bills tomorrow are going to come out to, what's it going to be? Probably about 40 bucks or something, I want to say. So let's stock loads of tea onto the shelf. So for this here, you pay like 20 bucks. Well, we'll say 30 bucks. And that's going to cost us that. You are paying $24.50. And if you couldn't find milk, that's okay. You are going to pay 18 bucks. So now we're making a little bit more. When you last played it, yep, getting the discount stuff from the store. I find, especially whenever you're able to hire on staff or have like the automated checkouts, at that point it is so much better because it allows you to free up more time to go and buy stuff from the stores and save a good chunk of money. Because if you buy it in the store, it's half the cost of what it is in the market. You couldn't find the milk or the cheese. I know, very unfortunate. Oh, bottle of water, that's what you were looking for. Damn shame that. But we're gradually working our way towards it. Ooh, we need susu. You here are going to be 19 bucks. Couldn't find the eggs. Right, pop that down. And Choco Picks. Fire that into there. So, since it's nighttime now, let's go ahead to the next day. 13 people couldn't find everything that was on there, but the market prices for the coffee have increased. So at that point, it's probably going to end up costing a few bucks more to buy. So let's see, it's 20, so that's a difference of like $3 to buy, but I'm probably going to be able to sell it for a good chunk more. So we need to grab this, we need oil, and we need susu sugar bombs, or whatever you call them. That's going to be our big thing for it. My hope is that the coffee is now above 11 bucks. The highest I've been able to sell coffee for at any point in the game has been, at one point, it was selling for like 14 bucks in my offline store. So that's that. And oh, right, susu puffs. Let's open up. I don't care. Yeah, when you actually want to buy the discount store stuff and all, it's great. I do like that about like the active daily raises and falls for product prices. As you say, I am a fan of it. The one thing I wish there was is I wish you had a snapping grid that would allow you to go, hey, so this here, like it would basically construct a grid on the floor and allow you to snap furniture to that grid. Unfortunately, you're not able to do that. So I end up with really messy looking stores because I can't get them aligned exactly as I want them to be. Let's go with the oil and see. So market, add to shelf. Yep, so that's 18 bucks. And I get 30 bucks profit off of it. You are going to be 3 bucks. Top this up. 8 coffee for 54 bucks means we're only getting like a $20 profit. The tea, on the other hand, is really nice because that allows us to get a good, solid profit margin. I'm thinking the way things are now, where I'm having like one thing. Oh my god, this shop is going to be fantastic. 38 bucks 50? Yes. The thank you come again. So, we don't want that actually. What we do want is bread. We want Chalky Picks. We want this. And you know what? We're going to add one of each of these things to the shopping anyway. Because we'd have to get them eventually. We may as well stock up on everything now. So, pasta. Hello, sir. That will be $8, please. You, on the other hand, are going to be charged 21, basically. Right. Bread. Let's get the bread restocked. Perfection. Grab the eggs. Don't have anywhere to put them just yet. That will be our next thing, is getting a fridge where we can start to stock stuff. And after we get the fridge where we've got stuff stocked, we're going to get a storage. And storage is going to allow us to hire a stocker. Or a restocker, I believe they call it. No. I did add the decimal point there. I nearly charged a woman $105 for some coffee. Which, to be fair, if you're trying to order a coffee in the States, probably is about right. Like, their coffee shops there have gotten so expensive. It's ridiculous. But it is largely just because of corporate greed. And you're just like, awesome, price yourself out of what used to be a necessity, basically, for everyday life. Start charging so much that people decide, hey, maybe this necessity was a luxury. Currently starting to plan your 30th birthday, you're old. You're old at 30. Chat ban this guy. 30 years old is what you define as old. 30 years old is not. How dare you? That is unconscionable, sacrilegious statement for you to say. 23.5. You couldn't find cheese on the shelf. Well, of course you couldn't, because it goes instead in a fridge. It goes in the fridge. I will take this. 10.5. You couldn't find the eggs on the other hand. Okay, $20 that. You've had grey hairs for 5 years now. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, because there are some people who actually do just get grey hairs young. There are also people that just happen to be like silver fox kind of vibes. Like, the thing that always surprises people is, I'm 32. And it's like, yeah, that is surprising. Because I clearly take some form of care of myself. Except for the fact that I really bloody don't. Ooh, you're paying by card. $24.50, please. For this, $13.50, please. You, on the other hand, $3.50, please. So your first at 24, your first grey hair at 24. You might just be one of those people that just greys early. Either that, or maybe you've got some kind of greys anatomy. Also be proud, I didn't call you a sectoid. Like, that's big compliment for me to not call you a sectoid. Considering the fact they're often referred to as greys. There we go, $9 for that. So, what do we need more of? We need more oil. Oil, please. Let's buy 2 boxes of it. Because it seems to be an alright seller. So you are paying me $22 and getting that. Switch the light on. Hello, sir. How are you, sir? Are you well, sir? That's a nice suit, sir. Would you like to pay, sir? This is just one of those games that is just really... Like, there's no reason for this game to be satisfying to play or anything. But it's doing really well at, like... I mean, Call of Duty would be like, hey, play this limited time mode. If it wanted to keep you engaged. This is just like, yo, market's changed. And then I'm just like, market changed? Fuck yeah, I want in on that. Okay, we need more coffee. Coffee time. So, if we go to a store, we can get like $50 a profit for buying the coffee. we get like 25 bucks of profit if we sell it from the market, which is not great. We want better margins than that for sure. So let's go ahead with this. This is going to allow us to get some more money in. Hallo. Wie geht's? $24, please. This was $5.50. And that is $5.50. The tea is a very popular product. Yeah. I suppose a great many people enjoy the refreshing taste of a cup of tea. That's what Werner Herzog was talking about. People liking warm beverages. So let's go and grab some tea out of the store. Everything else we can order online. Can I commit some credit card fraud in this game? I believe you can go over or under by a small amount, but there's no way to like charge 105 bucks for something that's $10.50. It'll just say, you got the price wrong. And then it's like, so I did. Unfortunate. But this here big box of coffee, on the other hand, this is going to allow me to pick it up. There is a very dodgy way you can do things where if something is too expensive, people will say, oh, that's too expensive, I don't want to buy it. But they just won't pick it up off the shelf. What you can do is you can wait for a queue of people to be at the till. And then you can say, oh, by the way, I'm jacking up the prices on everything. And they will have to buy it at the price that you set. So you can use it to sort of exploit things a little bit. But that's morally unconscionable. If you were doing it in real life. If you're doing it in this here, then at that point, yeah. There is no morality in this. You can just do whatever the heck you want with market prices. Okay, that's that coffee. I got one in there. Cup of tea, eh? $5.50. You are going to charge $4. You couldn't find the bottled water. You are going to be $9. So we're slowly getting towards our freezer. Or our fridge, rather. We have as well. Currently, it's set to, hey, they've got like this much per shelf. So some of these items, like the cereal, we can get 12 boxes on a shelf. Coffee, we get 8. Tea, we get 20. Some of the things we only get 8 of. So those are the things where we're going to want to increase the amount of real estate that we have on the shelves dedicated to that product. But there is also a little bit of a... Will they try and steal? You can enable shoplifters, or you can have them disabled. The shoplifters do give you an opportunity to beat someone over the head with a baseball bat in order to get your stuff back, and you can actually hire a security staff. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to go to settings, and we're enabling shoplifters. So let's do that. And then we can hire security guards who will prevent shoplifting and restock items onto the shelf. So we need Chalky Pick cereal. But it looks like we are fresh out of Chalky Pick cereal. So, time to go buy a multi-pack. And that's going to allow us some nice progress. So, 263, and we need to get to 375 for our freezer. or 400 if we want it to be colored. And you know something? Maybe we are going to go for some colored furniture. Maybe we're going to have color schemes to represent what each type of product is. So ready meals could be red, for example. You know, red e-meals. And other things could be, like, anything milk related is going to be in a white fridge. Little things like that. Stock these back up. Hello there. Let's clean that. Sponge. Grab these here. Lovely. $3.50. And are you oil? Yep. Okay, so you are oil. Let's load that up, and then we can throw out the box. Go over here to this. Also, this game is on Game Pass. Wholesale offer, 2 boxes of pasta for below market price. Definitely we want that. When you get wholesale offers, they are more expensive than you would get if you went to the store and picked it up yourself, but less expensive than the marketplace. Only downside, they don't always happen, and they can be a little bit unreliable. So this here. Okay, dokos, I need coffee. I need to buy some coffee, so we're going to let people stew in the till while we go and grab more stuff out of the, what do you call it? So what we're also going to do is in a couple of minutes time, once we close shop for the day, I am going to go for like 20 seconds, literally only like 20 seconds, and it's specifically just because I've got some bleach in the loo at the moment and don't want to leave it sitting too long. I put it on just before I started the stream, and now it's like, yep, take our time, let it soak, and then, right, okay, $24 for that. You couldn't find that, unfortunately. This here, okay, so we made $25 on that sale. If this guy buys $15 worth of goods, nope. Ah, damn it, I don't have a baseball bat. That guy was dodgy as hell. Either that, or he just didn't find something he wanted to buy. Ah, crap. Missed the 9 PM deadline. So, $14.50. Now we have enough money that tomorrow morning we can buy a fridge. $18.50. You pay $20. And lovely. Next day time. Start next day. And pay our bills. But our first fridge is going to be plain old double fridge in white. Why the double? Well, simple. Why not a double? So, right, if we move these here, you'll see what I mean. No snapping, which is very unfortunate. So, now we can load up. Water is loaded. Milk. You're in there. Oop. You as a box don't need to exist. Eggs. And cheese. So we now should have every possible product people could want to buy from us. And as a result, we're going to open the store. We're also going to have a look at what the market conditions are like today. So, pricing. This has gone down. Haha. It's gone down, but it hasn't gone down below $2. So, as a result, hey, cereal has increased. So cereal, we can now charge $7 per box for it. And we've got like, okay, so 12 times 7, we could get 84. So if we get $84 from it, that's going to be handy enough that $84 we pay probably $30 for in the market. So that's $54 in profit. Approximately. Oh crap, bread is out of stock. And there you go. Couldn't find bread. That's okay. Products, let's get some bread. $43 for that. So you know what? We can still almost double our cost. Coffee, that there. No, you know what? We're taking coffee off of the thing. We don't want the coffee part. We do want the cereal part. But this here, let's put the bread back on the shelves. So our next bit is to purchase a new section to expand our store. And there we go. You wanted to buy milk, and as a result, you did the most unfortunate way of doing it. So you need 50 cents, but you paid a good healthy cost. So you're going to do this here. Let's grab all of this. Lovely. 27 bucks. I gotta go and grab some coffee. Be right back, sir. They'll also complain and say, it's like, hey, so the checkouts are full, but they will still actually go ahead and use the checkouts. They just wait for someone to leave the queues, and then they're good. That's right, 50 bucks and 55. Lovely. Okie dokes. You, sir. 11. You are going to cost $25.50. You are $3. Hello. There we go. 111. So, now we load these here onto the shelf. Ah. Got some coffee already. Ah, Susu. I sound like a Sims character. Ah, Susu. Har wahalda weebde. Heer de wahalda. Her de habdi. That's my audition for whenever they inevitably make a Sims movie. Watoshi harodu. Ha ha. Heer de wabdi. Whip de hobdu. Yeah. In case it wasn't obvious enough that I was a strange person. Right, that's that. Let's see, how much is a new section for the store? We gotta go into management. Okay, licenses we can't do just yet. Growth. $350. $350 Claiborne. Let's go for some of these. So that $350 is still going to be quite a chunk of change out of my planned expansion, because opening the storage requires, what is it, 800, I want to say, $800 to get access to storage. So this here, 21 bucks. Not to be confused with the number of pilots that there are. So right, while they do that, let's go and grab ourselves some more coffee. Come on. Customers waiting for checkout. Yes, I know. I'm aware. Now we can grab this coffee and take it back. And then I guess potentially we might be able to get away with getting a new product license. I don't know how economical it'll make things. This here, that's going to be 18 bucks. Nice. That's a healthy sale. Get some coffee into there. Shop, clean this up. You are going to be $23. Let me just pop the light on for you, sir. This here, $20.50. Bottles of water, $95 and change. Love you for that, buddy. It's so appreciated. Right, so we've got that loaded in now. You are coffee. Milk. Load that in, so we are no longer out of stock on milk. Coffee are... Pop that into there. You... Gosh darn. You're a healthy chunk of change. $24. Get this here ready. Grab this. 15 bucks, please. You are going to be $8.50. And perfect. Now we can take this here and throw it out alongside these other boxes. Tea we are now sorted on. You are still there. We have oil. Yep, we've got oil depleted. Low oil. Insufficient oil. Coffee. Nice. Load those away, and hello there, buddy. Pay for this. That's going to be $56. Lovely to see. So that, you can see, I accidentally made a mistake and put it onto the wrong shelf. But if there is none of a product on a shelf, you can remove the label from that shelf. There we go. Couldn't find sliced bread. Thank you for the notification, sir. $11. And you couldn't find cheese. Okie dokes. 3 people couldn't find stuff. So, sliced eggs, we can purchase the upgrade to the store. You're better off doing that the day after, but it does give you the opportunity. So, our bread is now up to $4.50. We're up to $3.50 for cheese. And we're staying at $3.50 for eggs. This is why I like keeping below a certain threshold. So we go into our marketplace. We got to buy bread. We're going to need cheese. So that there, $2.05. Okay, so that works out to decent-ish profit margin. Milk and eggs. So that's $64 we spent. We're going to close this here off. And let's start loading our eggs in. Pasta, you are full. You are no longer full. Let's get these out of the way. Milk, load the 4 of you into here. Bread, 12 loaves onto here. And cheese, we're going to load you in. We're also, as I see, running low on water. So yeah, let's order some water as well. How did I miss that? So let's take the water and load up. So now we got to name the store is our next thing. Let's go into our management and pay our bills. Cheese is a very popular product, it seems. Ideally, I would like someday to have it set where I can have a shelf for every product, because that would be nice. Here we go. This person is a reused asset. And I don't just mean of another customer. I mean, this person here is also the same character model for when you hire a cleaner for the store. So, grab all these here things. $11. You are going to be $11.50. Got that. No. Pasta, still fine. Eggs, we can top up on. Bin the box. Grab this and bin. We also, nice little thing overall. We have more space on that side now. You can also move where the entrance to the store is. It would just be even nicer if it would let you do it via like a grid system. My hope is that they're working on one, but I don't know how realistic that would be. 55, so we're only going to make $30 profit on it, as opposed to if we ran up to the store to get it. But we're going to take our chance right now. That guy is weirdly hovering. Oh, I see what it is. He's a shoplifter. When you see someone without a bag that's standing near the store and everything, he's going to say no sweat or something. So I don't think they have just like enabled their ability to steal just yet. But it is something that will happen in the game, as the shoplifters can start screwing you out of sometimes potentially decent little bits of revenue. So we're on this here. Let's stock these. Now we're going to go up to the store and we're going to grab ourselves some tea. And the tea is going to be very nice for us. So as it stands at the moment, we are probably making maybe about 200 and something bucks a day. Whoop. Excuse me. We will slightly hit into that profit margin when we hit store level 7 or store level 10, because that's when I'm going to hire my first cashier or cashier. That person is a thief who just stole from us, which is not ideal. But until we complete the section of the tutorial that tells us about shoplifters, we don't have the opportunity to smack them in the friggin' head. So let's see, this here, $7 please. And, ooh, selling a lot of those. $5 and change. Damn, this is going to be very profitable sale. $3.50 in change, sir. Okay, so we are looking for flour, oil, susu, pasta, and shocky picks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, spend $100 on that. Let's get the shelf restocked. Customers waiting for checkout. Sorry, buddy. I just gotta quickly restock our shelves. Keep the people ticking over. And oil. Pop that into there. You are going to pay $26. you are going to pay probably somewhat similar. So you were 24 bucks. You cost. Lose that. And restock our sugar lumps. Now we go into here, grab this, restocked, lovely. Get our water bottles refilled. And our milk cartons. Boom and boom. $10. Oop, not $105 or $1.50. That would be a gross undercharging. You, You, my friend, just kicked us above what we need for naming the store. So that is done. So let's get the coffee out of the way. You 50 cents. And you are going to be $1. Got another person coming in, but let's go to our management tab, right? And we're going to go to customization, change the name of the store. StreamerMarket, we're going to make the width about 3. Actually, no, 4 works for it. Height, we're going to make 3. Background color is going to be yellow. Text color is going to be green. Actually, no, you know what? Background color, we're making you like a purpley sort of color. There we go. That is possibly the most RGB enabled supermarket sign you ever did see. And this here, $1.50. That is you, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day. Pop that over to there. Now we get the oil in. Pop that over there. You know what? This is a faster rate of return than I've seen in some of my previous stores. So it turns out having a variation of products is very helpful. So purchase a paint from the market and paint the walls. I'm probably going to go for maybe a light blue for the walls. A sort of pastel-y light blue. Maybe a sky blue kind of thing. And then I'm going to go for that kind of white tiled flooring. To make it look almost a little bit like the store is a bathroom. Which is a weird thing to think, but I kind of like a sterile looking convenience store. So next day we'll go ahead to this. I'll be back in 1 wee second. That mango scented, I almost said mango flavored, but that mango scented toilet duck stuff, fantastic. That is an incredibly clean loo. Just in case anyone out there was thinking, it's just like, I wonder how clean Reaper's toilet is. The answer apparently is incredibly so. So this here, let's try and... Okay, that works. Right, there we go. We've got those. So we're going to need $200 as our... it's going to be our fee for painting the walls. Let's grab this and load it. And then we're going to need to save up until we've got... How much? 800, I think. Yeah, I think it's going to be 800 we're going to need. Hello. Credit card. $6.50, please. What about eggs? I didn't look at the eggs. We've got 4 of those in stock. Let's get some water and some eggs and some pasta. Hello there. Okay, $36.50. You are going to be $20.50. Happy days. Neat little profit margin there. The eggs are getting loaded into the fridge. In here, we can top up our water. So once we hit $200, we can afford the paint for the walls, and then it should be the baseball bat tutorial, which is going to tell us exactly how we beat the crap out of shoplifters. These ones are all going to be decent little shop. So you are $24.50. You're buying pasta. Lovely. And you also got tea. So that's going to be $50 you give us. Oop. So it just tells you green, even if you give them too much change. That's dangerous. You should not trust me to figure out the maths of how much people owe in a store. Like, I'm really good with numbers, but also at the same time, like, please don't give me that responsibility. There we go. That's sugar bombs finitoed. You are going to be $7 in change. Tea, we restock on the shelves. Let's go grab ourselves some, what do you call it? Some coffee from the store up here. That was a very abrupt stop. Very abrupt. So in we go. Grab this here. And this should be us nicely taken care of. And we'll keep on going. I mean, $153.98. And the day before we paid like $250 to change the name of the store. So we're in a really good position profit-wise. You are going to be $22.50. You couldn't find... milk. Well, okay then. Flour we get rid of. Milk. Perfect. Get that out of there. Water. Top that up. And I need to order cheese. $15. You are going to be $4.50. Add to cart and purchase. So the cheese, I pay $18 for it. I sell it 9 times 3.5 for $31.50. So, ooh, $13 profit margin. Charge for that and $8, right? You are $35.50. You are going to be 35. So now we can look at paint for it. So, ooh, do we go for that? Do we go for... I'm going to go for paint number 10. Paint number 10 is going to be our paint. So, in that, and this, just keep on applying. Right, now we can pop that in there. You, sir, are going to be $7. Let's put the lights on. You are $30.50. This is going to be $7. What is missing from there? Couldn't find flyer. That's what we're low on. So at that point then, let's buy 2 boxes of that. 1 box of that. 1 box, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So that's going to be $161 that comes out to. But it's going to let us restock a crap ton of our stuff here. So cheese, there we go. Coffee, we restock. Windows could do clean. And you, my friend, are paying by card. You're $5.50. Oh, buy a tablet from Market. Buying a tablet from Market is not exactly going to be the easiest one, because it's not just buy a tablet. We need to buy another license before we can actually buy the tablet. So this one will be peanut butter. So shelf, 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 shelf. Okay. All those items belong on shelves. So happy days. We don't need to worry about buying a fridge or anything. Right, that's that. Your bread. Flyer. You are a lot of stuff. $1 and change, so that's $20 there. Fire it into there. Let's put all of this into here. That goes to there. Pasta we are well sorted on. Don't need to buy any more pasta for a little bit just yet. We're also using 2 separate boxes of bread, which isn't ideal. Water we're sorted. Cereals might not be as sorted. So this here will stockpile. Get rid of the junk on the floor. And now, new dawn, it's a new day. Everything has increased in price. So that actually meant we probably purchased at some really good times. So my God, that coffee's up to $11.50. We can charge $4 for the flyer, and the coffee, or no, the tea is up to $6.50. Let's open this, and we're going to run up to the deli and grocery. And while we're there, going to buy some more coffee. And we're going to buy it nice and cheap, so we can maximize our profits. Coffee. So what my plans are for each product is going to be, when we buy the storage and we buy the shelves for it, there will be 1 horizontal row on each tall rack that is dedicated specifically to one product. So if we had something that can fit 6 items per box and 2 boxes on a shelf, we can have 24 of that. Or for something like salt, we can have a crap ton more. Been playing the Dawn of War Definitive Edition. Patch and Now Your Orc campaign starts missions with the Squiggoth. Are the Squiggoths the ones that... I mean, I know you do get, like, the bomb squigs that do, like, their curse exploding. Do you get the bomb squigs in Dawn of War. Right, that's coffee. This here is olive oil. Or not olive oil. Non-olive oil. Oil de l'olive. Alright, that's that. Where is the milk? Gosh darn it. Okay, good. Right, here. Now we can stockpile that. You're going to pay 10... Oh. Not 105.50. You're only allowed to pay 10.50. You, on the other hand, pay 19.50. So if I buy another shelf, that'll allow me to have even more things out in the open. So didn't need any change for that. Right, Susu cereal. Powdered sugar donuts, or whatever it is. It's some kind of cereal, but it doesn't look like a healthy kind of cereal. Let's go ahead and load these away. This box is an empty, so it can go into the bin. Eggs. $3.50, please. Right, bread. We've got multiple open boxes of bread, so let's get that destroyed. Cheese we can load up into the fridge, as well as water. Get those in. Right. Says here $16.50. And you are going to be $30.50 in change. Infuriating. $16.50. And you are going to be $4.50. So what I can do now is I can go into the market and I can buy another shelf. So let's do exactly that and try and deploy it. Okay, that looks reasonably close to some kind of facsimile of order. $39.50. $3.50. You are going to pay how much? $17.50. So, pasta into there and destroy. Whoop. That's not ideal. And, right. Get that, pop that over to there. What else are we? Oil we could use more of. Coffee. And here we go. You are paying me an incredibly inconvenient amount. You are going to be $19.50. You couldn't find eggs. Well, that's unfortunate. We got to make sure we buy some more eggs then. So we've got 2 batches of them. Let's load them all into there. This could be a lucrative sale. $29.50. This is $30. Happy days. And this here, $39.50. Getting closer and closer to being able to hire our first till operator. But probably before we reach that point, we're actually going to have what we need for our new license. 400 bucks it's going to cost for the license, and then the products themselves, I'd say we're probably talking maybe another 150. But it won't matter if people don't see right away the products they're wanting. So this here, 3.5, lovely. What's our bills at and all? I don't remember if we paid them yesterday or the day before. So that has taken a little bit of a hit into our costs. About 30 bucks there. Right. Tea is going to definitely need to be a thing. We got to go buy tea. So let's do exactly that. And that's going to be our saving. Squiggoth is the huge unit that requires a relic. Can even build a second one. Oh. So it's the orc equivalent to like the Baneblade. That kind of a thing. I wonder the bicycle. If I can load stuff into the bicycle. Because it's like $1,000 to buy. Much, much cheaper. Okay, right. I'm not allowed to throw it into a customer's head. That's a damn shame. Can't do anything these days. 850. Ooh. What an interesting meal you're preparing for yourself, buddy. Right, we got those in there. Bottled water. Load that up. And milk. Do the same thing. Eggs, we could top up. Throw a box full of eggs. What could go wrong? Throw those into there. Perfect. Top up that. And now, I guess, next day. So, ooh. Price has increased on those. So I can now charge $3 for bottled water. And I can charge $4 for eggs. So 216. So a 12 pack is going to be like 25 bucks. I could sell it for... Okay, I see what's happening. Actually, no, I don't. Market price is not exactly double what the things are. Would have been nice, but guess it's just not in the cards. Buy all of these here things. Get the milk, and I must already have eggs in the basket, right? So, bread. Top up this. Let's open this up as well. Flour, we want to keep a nice steady trail of. As we do with the oil. Ooh, gonna hold off until I've got maybe 100 bucks. If I've got 100 bucks, then at that point I should be able to buy whatever it is. Or 130, I suppose, is probably going to be the better one, just in case. So, wait for some ones to come in. Buy some nice items. And that's going to allow us access to what we need. Seriously, people? Once it gets to a quarter, that's when I'm going to have to risk it for a biscuit. This guy is not going to be... He's not going to be quick enough. It's taking too long. Okay, right. Gotta... Okay, you know what? Wholesale offer for pasta. Wasn't horrendous. So, you're going to be 30 bucks. You, on the other hand, are going to be 28. This is 24 bucks and change, 26 cost for the shopping, 18 bucks. You are that. Okie dokes. Where's my water at? Restock that. Beautiful. And you are how much? Okay, so bread we can restock. And that's us sorted there. Flyer. Oil is where? Oil we're sorted on, in fact. Can I? Okay, still got a little bit of oil left over. Get the pasta onto the shelf. You are 16 bucks. Time to mop up. Grab this and close that. You are 2 bucks. Okie dokes. You 11 bucks. So, flyer is going to be an important one for us. Let's go to here. You know what? We're buying 2 boxes of it at once now. And we're also going to take the profit hit on the coffee. Just gonna have to accept it. I'll be right with you, buddy. I just gotta restock the coffee and bring in the cheese. 31 bucks there, and that's that sorted. Oop, let's go ahead and clean up this little spill here. Hello there, sir. You 24 bucks 50. Buy a tablet from the market. It's going to be tricky for us because once we buy that upgrade thing, it's possibly going to actually mean that our market share just basically drops. Like once we buy that license, we might not get customers off of it. Well, well, well indeed, rookie. How are you? Are you well? 'Cause you're looking well. Would you like to buy anything from my wonderful little corner shop? Which is not actually on a corner. Ah, that would have been the perfect name for it. I could have just called it the corner shop. And then it would have been perfect because it would have been like, why is it called the corner shop? Well, obviously, because it's in the middle of the street. Fuck's sake. Instead, it's called the StreamerMarket and has a nice little RGB. Have I got any of the chocolate bars? I don't. I do not, actually. I also don't have any salted caramel M&Ms. Or is a brand in this that you can actually get a chocolate bar? If so, that's incredible. Okay, we might actually be able to get the thing yet. We might be able to... I was right. Ah, I knew it. I knew I was right. I always tend to be. Will this be enough for... Nope, you're not going to be enough for a license. You cheapskate. Oh, you were going to buy pasta, except you couldn't find it. Well, fine. 500 milliliter sugar-free Red Bull. Nope, sadly don't have that. What I do have is a customer who gave me a $50 bill for a $15 purchase. Which is, to me, unconscionable. You are paying that there, and we're going to get that. Right, all of this here. Pay $3. Switch the light on just for these customers. Because I'm one of those really nice business owners who's just like, oh no, we don't want you to trip and die. That would be really bad. I am doing pretty well. Working away these days, keeping busy in work. And then outside of work, also keeping relatively busy. Just, oh, hang on. 1 second. Someone is at the door. I'll be right back. Guess who's a happy boy? Parcel arrived, and in my excitement, once it hits the end of the day in this here, I'm going to show you just what there is in that parcel. 43.50. You, my friend, are going to be $9. You are going to be 4. Okay, so hot diggity damn. We might be able to get storage pretty relatively quickly after all. 27.50, and you, my friend, will be 22.50. Okay, well that was incredible. Is this a Warhammer? It's not a Warhammer, but it is for a Warhammer. So, I'm going to show you what it is, and then you'll be like, that's... why did you order so many of that one particular item? And the answer is really very simple. Ta-da! So, this little bottle, open it up, and then we want to take that out, but we also want to remove out that little thing here. So this is a 0.5 millimeter nozzle. So we take this, load it into here, and we want to get the, it's almost like a Bowden tube for the 3D printers. Nice little seal there. We close this in, set that down, and you're wondering, well, what about the little nozzle? Well, this here unscrews from this, and then we load this here onto that and creates this. Seal this down just like this, and open this. We'll see what that looks like. Now, what we do... oh shit! Knocked over my beverage. But it's okay. I've got like kitchen roll and all. Ta-da! Now we have an airbrush that we don't need to actually do any cleaning on. We just swap the bottles and it doesn't require any cleaning in between. Oy. That is the downside though of me having such a pigsty for a desk, is I knocked over my Coke Zero. Fortunately, it's a nice laminated wood desk, so I can give that a good wipe down like that. And now I get another little bit, and I'll clean it on the floor. Hey, little Lizer. Marketing is going well. Actually, one thing I'm going to do. So, in terms of the little airbrush I showed just a second ago, this is one of my little figurines that I did a test paint on, and he has a little bit of a sort of, you might be able to see almost an orangey hue, because I did, for not only the metal, I did a spray upwards from the thing to make it look like I want to paint it so it's like a volcanic-y base. So eventually it'll be like, oh, hey, why does he have orange sort of glow to him? Well, that's because he's standing on a volcanic base and I can create the illusion of light. So let's go into our next day. Lovely. So coffee's gone down in price. Cheese has gone down in price. Milk has gone up in price. Still not at the next 50-cent threshold. The coffee took a serious dip there. That's a serious dip. Very unfortunate. But let's go ahead and stock that shelf. Load our milk in. And a little bit more of that. Okie dokos. This here, water, we can restock and fire that out. Playing the same game on the Xbox. It is just really nice and relaxing. I don't know if you're a little bit like me, where I wish there was a grid system where I could actually plunk stuff that would snap to the grid and I wouldn't have to worry about trying to spend so much time lining up shelves and all. It's just something I wish there was. So let's get that into there. Grab that. Milk is all stocked. That is all stocked. So now what we can do is we can go to management, licenses, and we can buy the next license. So using that, we can now go to market. Actually, no, let's go to pricing. So $6.50, you are going to be $5. I'm setting this here to the nearest 50 cents underneath the cost of a product. So this here, for example, $6.62 would be $6.50. This is going to also be $6.50. This is going to be $2. Each of these little things. But if something is like, if that was $6.50, I would drop that to $6. It does, yeah. I have one store that's like a level 50, but it looks like absolute crap. Like, truly awful. Let's go to a market. We want more of that, more of that, more of that. We need the coffee, but we're going to order that from inside the store. All these other things, $225. That's going to be a big oof. So let's put the peanut butter into here. I'm putting like one shelf worth on each thing. So rice is going to go into here and the spaghetti will go beside the other spaghetti. So this here, we stock that up. And then eventually we will just buy directly from the market. Beside that flour, we put the other flour. Or we'll buy from the tablet rather than from the market. Put beside the rice, the salt. A nice little thing there. Oil, we're going to top that up. And right beside it, we're going to have other oil. So fun, but none of our friends play it. It is just really damn fun. Haven't played many of the games, but they are really the same slop. Card shop sim? I didn't know there was a card shop sim. But I can't imagine that would actually be pretty fun. I mean, it does definitely sound like it's got the potential for being fun. Right, we're going to open this. Hopefully, that's going to mean today we get to store level 10. And if we do get to store level 10, then yay, we're sorted. So, right, grab that. And sorry, I was just putting a coaster under my cola. Same thing with minor variations. I did figure so. I don't know what the multiplayer is like. They've just added the multiplayer recently, I think, haven't they? But, yeah, it could be an interesting one. I need to wait and actually serve the first person so that I can have enough money to go and buy the coffee. So hopefully this dude doesn't want coffee. Oh, if you're wondering as well, with those little bottles, how easy are they to fill? Well, the bottles are really easy to fill using my own personal invention. Little funnel. Funnel goes in there. slot this onto the wee stand, and I can literally just set the thing to drip drop all the paint into it. So, yeah. That is going to be my thing. I'm going to be ordering a rechargeable compressor. I would like one that ideally recharges and can connect directly to the bottom of the thing. I would love there to be that option. So $15.50. You pay for this here, $3.50. You, oh ho ho ho, you're gonna definitely let me order the coffee. Okay, everyone, be nice for a second. I'm gonna go and grab some coffee. Other player can do all the same stuff. Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty handy, because then I could just have like a second person whose entire job basically is just driving the pickup truck round and buying all the stuff, because you could save so much money that way. Like, I imagine it kind of, if they don't balance it, it could become almost too easy. You know, like some games didn't used to balance like enemy health or spawn amounts or anything like that. So if you were playing like Halo on 4-player, it was so much easier than playing Halo 1-player, for example. Right, that there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all of these here things. And ooh, $62. Nice. Go for this. 15.5. This, god damn. $35. And this, $6. Right, you couldn't find the sliced bread. But I should be able to find the thing now, or be able to buy the thing. Yep, there we go. Get that, and let's get that. So what we're going to do is order some bread. And once we have storage, then at that point, my whole thing will be keep every stack, like every shelf, stocked, so that all we need to do is just load up from the shelf, or not from the shelf, from the thing. So $7 there. Let's go for all of this. Pay, whoop, $7.50 and change. You are how much? $26. Nice. Get all of this here. Change. You need $38.50. And you, my friend, are going to be how much? $30. You are $100 to pay $5. Incredibly rude of you, sir. Incredibly so. So, let's order that, and that. And some more of that. So, load those up. Where is my chocolate cereal? Here it is. Go to here, get the susu all loaded up. Oop, right. Get all this, and why do you need 1682? Some product is borked. Some product is not priced correctly. You should be 550. Why were you not? That's a shame. I accidentally charged something with a really weird figure, and it made my numbers less enjoyable. Okay, right, milk, load that up. We got the Susu cereal. Susu cereal, $10. You... I guess this could have been called 50-cent land. Ah, damn it. If everything was charged in increments of 50 cents, I totally should have called it, like, Curtis Jackson Incorporated. God damn it. Why do I always have to be a genius after the fact? Okay, right. hello, people. Card, please. Okay, $24.50. You are going to be $3. You are $9. Get these here, load that in, right, and queue that up. Hello there, person. Welcome to my store. $40.50, please. Pasta, pop that into there. Lovely. Eggs. Damn it. Ah. Keyboard sometimes sticks whenever I'm using it. You just wanted salt. Good luck with your ghost hunting, sir. Clearly a fan of phasmophobia. $1.50. You are going to be $1. I'm not going to hire the cashier right now, because the cashier is going to instead start at the beginning of the next business day. So we hit enter. Products not found. Ooh. Everything's gone up in price, so you can go $5.50. Let's go for this here. You're up to $4.50 for the eggs. You are now up to $6.50. That's incredible. Nice little one. And what we're going to do is go into management, bills, pay that bill, and we're going to hire a new cashier. So that cashier is going to be in charge of that. So now we can just click to open the store. And our whole thing has now become just loading. So our job is to load the shelves, to restock items, things of that nature. Milk, yep, we got a box there. You'd like a bottle of Irish whiskey? Sadly, I don't have the license for it just yet, General Dogs. But don't you worry, it will come in time. I will have the ability to sell Irish whiskey someday in this. But how are you doing, dogs? How are you keeping? Are you well? 'Cause you're looking well. Get that, get this, another loaf of bread, another bit of that, another bit of that, not a little bit of that. Ooh, that flyer, that's going to be expensivo. So we got to wait for the money to trickle in. Let's go and buy the dark coffee from the store myself. Doing well? I am indeed doing well. I accidentally knocked over my Coke. Well, my Coke Zero, but it was all worth it because it was in an effort to showcase my no clean airbrush kit that I have. Got it off of AliExpress because I looked at the same thing on Amazon and it was like, hey, so if you want to buy this product on Amazon, it's like £108. So went on AliExpress, found the product, and it was like £27. And I was like, yep. So I ordered a crap ton more bottles so that I can have all my colors ready to swap out anytime. And as a result, I'm a very happy bunny today. Right. All of that ordered, so you, flyer, are now stocked. Oomph, let's get some of this here. You couldn't find what product? Don't know, don't care. Right, pasta. Oh, damn it, wrong shelf. Let's put it onto that there. Throw you over towards there. We're gonna strip the label off of that. Okay, did I order? I did order this type. Excellent. Do that. And now we should also be able to load up loaf of bread. So now we can restock that and we're getting rid of these. And this allows us to keep our shop running smoothly. Get some cheese back into the refrigerators. Throw this away. And now we just got to keep an eye out for shoplifters. If we see someone running around the stores and looking all shifty and they don't have a bag in their hands, we are allowed to beat the crap out of them. People need tea. Okay, so tea is something we gotta go and buy some. Let's go and stock up at the deli and grocery. That's gonna be our thing. So we're probably going to be on our last couple of days. It seems like probably about 5 minutes per day. I'm going to be rounding it up in about 10 minutes time. That's going to be me for today. Just because I really want to get some time practicing with this spray kit that I have. And just try and do some of the models. And also, the cats are just being adorable today, so... I wonder, can I summon one of the cats? I don't think I'll be able to summon the cat just by doing pss, pss, pss or anything, but I do know one way I can bring the cat into frame. And it's going to be very simple. Give me one little second. One tiny little second. This is the cat that agrees to be lifted. This is the tiny, little, adorable buddy. Hey, Tortellini. Do you want to say hello to anyone? No? Not gonna purr? Oh. Hi. Hi. Yes. We have two cats. This one is Tortellini. And she normally... I suppose it's because I woke her up to lift her up. She's a little tortoise shell with the most adorable coloring. Oh, you giving kisses? Mwah. She normally, if she hadn't just been woken up, when she gets held, she likes to be all purring and everything. So there you go, little buddy. You can hop on down. Yeah, normally she purrs all the bloody day. She is probably the most vocal kitten I have ever met. And she is absolutely adorable. And I love her. The other one is called Luna, who is also absolutely adorable, but doesn't like to be held or show as much affection as Tortellini. Tortellini, like, the first day when we were bringing her home, she was already purring. Like, she was purring on the first day and walking over and everything, and it's like, yeah, that's just a friggin' adorable cat right there. And I stand by the argument that friggin' adorable cat. She is a good little buddy. And you know what we're actually going to do? We're not going to save. We're not going to save and close before we have unlocked storage and hired our first restocker. So let's buy one of absolutely everything. And that's going to cost, oof, $423. So what if I cut those out? Wow, that was $60 just on coffee and tea. That is a wild amount. But You can work with it. So that $300 is actually $150 if I was buying it from here. So maybe that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and we're going to restock everything from up here. But we are also going to set it so that it's the next business day. So let's close and open up the store the following day. Let's have a look at what cost the salt is now. Okay, I can charge $2.50 for the salt. I can charge $7.50 for the spaghetti pasta. I can stay on $3 for the cheese. Lovely. So, peanut butter, olive oil. Peanut butter, olive oil, spaghetti, generally all kinds of stuff to pick up. Salt is going to be one we definitely need. We also need basmati rice, which if you're talking about rice, basmati is a pretty decent one. But to be honest, I'm a sucker for pilau. Like plain old white long grain, sure, it'll do the job, but you got a good pilau rice? Just absolutely incredible. So they want the olive oil. Let's do that. Pilau rice is the best. Anytime I'm getting out of like, there's a place on the Lisburn Road, an Indian takeaway called Sonali, and they just have some of the best stuff. But you know what's even better? Like if I had to choose, I would say that keema naan is like the nicest possible thing you can have with a takeaway. Keema naan is the one that is like the naan bread, but it's got mince, like spiced mince in there. It's almost like if someone took a vet cook, or like a fit cook, however you choose to pronounce it, and just decided, yeah, we're going to just go ahead and make this into a naan bread. But fit cook is absolutely delicious as well. It is basically just like dough, like a donut, but stuffed with like curried mince and all kinds of stuff. And it is really just so delicious. Grab that. Right, Choco cereal. Whoop. Olive oil. Aha. Here we go. Right, olive oil. Load that into there. Peanut butter. Gotta load up. Perfection. Basmati. Right, you're going over to there. Bread, you're going up here. And olive oil, or not olive oil, linseed oil. Pop that into there, right. And this is Hello Spaghetti. So we should now be stocked up on nearly everything, with the exception of this, 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 and this. Now we've got those. So we load up our eggs. We load up our cheese. Sweet, merciful cheeses. Load up milk. And our last one is restock the water. So, okay. They're grabbing some of those things. We can go ahead and destroy these boxes, break them down, and I'm going to take the opportunity to walk up and grab some more tea and coffee from up there. Just because the profit margin, if you walk up and buy those yourself versus if you order them, massive difference. Because that there, let's see, $33.30 instead of 66. And I can sell this for 130 if I sell the entire thing. So that's another 30 bucks. Changes it from 70 bucks profit, or like 65 basically, up to nearly 100. So why would you not? I should have picked up the coffee first because that is the one that is less on a shelf. Gosh darn. I should also measure out one of the little sachets of Whiskas kitten food so that I can 3D print little storage boxes for them and have them in the drawer there, nicely like organized. Yeah, that's something I should do. I might just do that. Pop that there, throw you over to here. You into there. Milk. You're sorted. Oil. Flour. Do we have flour remaining? I don't think we actually do. So let's buy some of that. And then throw you over to here. Oop. Also need some of this. And peanut butter we should go and grab manually. Tea. Lovely. Let's stock that up. Oop. Cheese. Everybody's always buying cheese. So all these people buying all these things might bring us up to 800. If we do get 800 bucks, then at that point we can use it to open up storage. And then we can start working towards a restocker. Spaghetti. Grab that. Now, switch the lights on. Pasta. You're in there. Tea, you're all full up on. Loaf of bread. Perfect. Oh, I had some more of this. Grab that and then load that in there. Are you? Nope, you're not quite emptied. Basmati, we can get some more into there. Now, clean that. Perfect. We're on 650. If we end the day on like 890, that's going to be really nice for us. Ooh. Ah, damn. We're past 9 p.m, so I'm going to have to go up and manually restock those. So I'm going to get the olive oil first, just because the profit margins on it are a little bit better. And then the other one is going to be nab the leapseed oil. So, grab this. 12 bottles, and I'm selling them for what, $5.50 each? So that's 60 something bucks. I think so. And then we gotta grab the other one. Just realized, as I can see, green screen's got a little bit of color distortion thing behind it. Let me check real quick one thing. Oh yeah. So if I close the blinds, then at that point it does the job. Happy days. Ooh. Yeah, gonna be able to afford the storage within the next couple of days. And I can load it up with storage racks. Once I do that, I can get a restocker. Is that us? Yep, that's us closed for the day. Start next day. Price has changed for Borlée milk. So you are up to $2.50 now. Happy days. Water, restock. Milk, restock. Pasta. Load this here. Olive oil. Pasta. Salt, you're gonna be something. So yeah, let's get rid of that and just buy a thing of salt. Right, into management, bills. Oh, damn. Still, by the end of the day, should be able to afford it all. Peanut butter, let's grab that and load it up. So that cost me 35 to buy. We're selling it for 60 for the pack. We're gonna go grab some coffee. Coffee is gonna be the important thing. And it's 10 a.m. and we're on like $600 already. Mind you, when you open the store, that starts the timer going. Doesn't necessarily mean at 8 a.m. Oh. You're running, so I have a feeling. Yep, there we go. You stole all that fucking coffee. Oh, mate, you're lucky I didn't keep beating you until you were dead. That would have been like $50. $50 a loss from having all that coffee stolen. So, right. People gotta know. You mess with my store, you come into my store and you try to take from me. I will break your legs. I will not hesitate. I will not think again. I will not apologize. I will simply break your frickin' legs. Do you understand me? You should understand me. Yeah, I think I could be a good mafia dude. Probably not the whole, like, killing people thing side of it, but, like, doing the voices. Not my legs. I need those. My legs are such an important, integral part to my day. My daily life requires the use of my legs. Which is why I implore you, please, do not break my frickin' legs. That would be very bad, very unfortunate if you were to do that to me. So please don't. Grab that and ooh are we. Hoo. Milk to replenish our supplies. Mop the floor. Sponge it. And we now have a clean store again. There we go. You were going to try and take my cereal, weren't you? You fuck. So, right. I need to order some more Choco Mix cereal. $40. But I can sell it for 84. So it works out. And coffee can replenish. Ah, so close to it. So close to having storage. Do that, and actually, that's it. Storage unlocked. Now, furnitures. What we need is the tall rack. $250. Oh, bugger. So I need to actually remove it from the thing, because you can end up accidentally ordering it through your tablet, which would be less than ideal. Tea has sold nicely today. So let's go buy some more of it and hopefully not have any bloody shoplifters while we're at it. So over this way. Grab the tea. Ow. He drove right through me. See if anyone starts running out from here. Okay, good. We've got no nefarious actors at the moment. Lovely. Ooh, wholesale offer. 2 boxes of peanut butter for below market price. Yep. If they offer to sell, I will always go for that. If they offer to buy, on the other hand, I'm like, no thank you. Because them buying, they will always pay slightly below what you're asking would be for the thing. Oh, wrong thing. That's the sign. Water. Fill that up. Throw that out. We got tea. Throw the box out. Peanut butter. N-U-T-E-L-L-A. What's the word? You should know, by the way. It is, in fact, peanut butter. One of the all-time great memes. N-U-T-E-L-L-A. So what's the word? Peanut butter! Like that kid. Just... He knew. He knew. Load that up. And let's see. So we got that. Spongification on that. What else were the things? Okay, you know what? We're going to go up and buy some more olive oil. It is the accent that makes it. I wholeheartedly agree with you. It is definitely the accent that makes it. Right, over here, and olive oil. That's the one. We also should have 2 bags of coffee still in our crate. If I am right in thinking. So, load this up. Okay, next day. 4 products not found. Oof. That is not great for us for the markets. $5.50. You are up to $4, so the cheese is much more profitable now. You are down to $3 and you're down to $4.50. That ain't great. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't entirely digging that. Right, oil, $18. Powdered sugar, bread, and basmati. Damn it, basmati is not. So we're going and buying our basmati straight out of the store. We're going to do it, and then we're going to be able to, by the end of today, afford a shelf. Or like a rack. And that rack is going to allow us to start storing surplus of ingredients. And then we're going to get another one, and we're going to do even more. And eventually we will have 3 racks and be able to hire our first restocker. But what I will say is some of the things we're going to acquire Like, we're going to try and have some kind of order to our shelving units. Right, Susu is out there. Let's go for this. Lovely. And this oil. Lovely. Create. Perfect. So now, let's try and order a batch of this. Costs us $7.92. And we can sell it for a total of 24. Peanut butter. Couldn't find eggs. Sorry to hear that. So let's stock the eggs and the cheese. That's that sorted. And in we go to there. Lovely. Do that. And over here for a... Let's get this. Sponge. Clean. Mop. We have no dirty spots on the floor. Lovely. So, we're not making the profit as quickly as I would like us to be. Bread is still full. Chalky pick, we can get rid of that. Susu. This spaghetti is gotten rid of. Olive oil. We might be able to buy the rack soon. Ah, really? What are you that was levitating? I threw the peanut butter box so hard that it smashed into the wall and stayed there. Just another example of my prime masculinity. Damn it. I hate the fact you can't consolidate boxes as well. Get those done. You can also pay to speed people up. So to max them out, it's like 20 bucks. But when you do max them out, you can see how quickly he's going there. Like, that is as quick as I would expect me to be going. Except that's quicker than me, probably. Right, furnitures. Tall rack. Purchase. And into here. Let's put this down there. Been reaping any souls lately? I haven't been reaping any souls. I have been doing some, like, reaping of profit margins, if that's of any use. But how you going, Solaris? Are you well? 'Cause you're looking well. Hopefully you're having yourself a nice chill little weekend and not getting up too much, because that is what the weekend is for. It's for lazing about. It's for lounging, doing as little as humanly possible. Milk. Restock those. Susu. And yeah, we must be out of water. Okay, so if I check, I should see, yep, only got the 2. So grab this. Restock. We're going to load this onto shelf. So you'll see what I mean when I say a shelf for each thing, and each thing on its shelf. So this here, we've got one shelf for water. We're doing a shelf for milk. And we're going to have to hold off until our next thing. And then we'll buy a shelf that we can use for like flour, etc. Then we'll have a shelf for like ready meal type things. So you have stocked up nicely. Let's spend the 50 bucks on those. Why not? Get them. House tidying, independent living. Yeah, that's fair. It is pretty pretty exhausting being a grown-ass adult at times. Yeah, things are going grand here. Very much the same sort of boat, you know, just being a grown-ass adult, taking care of all the adulty things. Job, work, life, all that fun stuff we all gotta do day by day. So that's that. This here. So let's open this here. We're gambling right now that we're going to make enough profit to justify our expenditure on this by the time it hits the end of the day. So we can't spend any more money throughout today. What we can do, because you're being a dick and trying to steal our stuff, is we can hit you with a baseball bat. Because don't steal from independent shopkeepers. I did enjoy the fact that, wasn't it, like, was it Pope Francis on his way out, or was it Pope Leo that was just like, yeah, no, stealing from, like, corporations isn't the same as, like, stealing from, you know, people. I think he basically said that shoplifting, if it was from a massive company that engages in malicious price gouging, didn't count as a sin. Still counts as a crime, so don't do it, but it doesn't count as a sin. Provided you're not just going along and going as like, okay, yeah, but no, this company is charging $40 for this sweater, and it was actually manufactured in Bangladesh for the equivalent of $3. Like, no. Stealing textiles and shit like that, not the same. Still potentially a sin. Cheese. Yep. Cheese is sorted. Peanut butter. Right. Oil. I guess I could go in here. So this could be for like our cookery type things. So that is an oil. This here is the other type of oil. So let's put that into there and that into there. Now, peanut butter we will count in the same thing because we're just going to call them condiments. And I know what you're thinking. You're sitting thinking, oh, how the heck do you define oil as a condiment? And it's like, how do you not? Have you, like, seriously never taken the time to try having, like, bread soaked in olive oil? Like, olive oil is incredible as a condiment. Even, like, chili oil, you know? You give me some chili oil, I'm going to be a happy, happy man. Very much so. Right, water. Downside of using those top racks for that kind of stuff. Right, let's throw that over to here. Peanut butter is going to go in alongside this. So there we go. That's the peanut butter taken care of. Salt, I guess you can count as a condiment. So that will be that. We're going to need to upgrade our storage before we hire our next fellow. You're going to take cheese, aren't you? Nope, no cheese. Okay, you are not a shoplifter. I was sitting thinking for a second there, it's like, you're crouched down awful low. Crouch is getting real low, Captain. Grab this, this, and this. Right, farine flour into there. The, what do you call it? Crafting flour into there. This over to here. Right, now I need pasta, coffee, tea. So let's go get our spaghetti. Couldn't find something on the shelf. Possibly eggs. Possibly spaghetti. Who knows? So over here, spaghetti. And we can stock the shelf with it. And then we'll go and buy coffee and tea, restock those, and that'll be us nicely taken care of on that side. But the way we're doing things at the moment should allow us to set up a decent little shelving system so that I know this is my area for beverages, this is my area for this is my area for that. Condiments, beverages, colas, all that kind of stuff. So, right. Tea is our next thing. Let's load this up. Yep. Gotta stock the shelf. And we get a sprint up for our coffee now. So, can we do it is the question. Up we go. Coffee. Can we make enough money to be able to successfully do our restocker hiring? Because that is going to be our big metric. Let's get the salt onto the shelf. The beverages are all done. And oil. Let's load the oil. We need eggs. And we need milk. So milk first. That goes in there. And then eggs goes in there. Sponge and clean our windows. Mop to clean this. And let's grab these. How much to upgrade our storage? 800 for our next storage thing. What about hiring? Oh, it requires store level 15. Right. Well, okay then. Potentially, let's see. Fridge, 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 fridge. So that would be 5 more shelves on the fridge and 1 more on the shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 there. We got space for 1 of the things there. We could maybe do it. Might increase our profit margins a little bit. So let's load that there. This here, we'll go ahead and load in. That can go and get lost. You can get lost. Your cheese, don't get lost, go to there. So, right, this, nope, don't need that. Do need that, do need that, and do need that. So up here, you, bread, whoop, didn't stop me from sprinting. Pasta, onto that shelf. Susu cereal. And you are going to be Choco. So, all this here into there. You couldn't find something. Let's go ahead and switch on the lights. Let's also check our bills. Everything's paid up. So, all right. See what we can do there. We're going up this way and we're going to purchase more coffee. Let's do that. But this is going to be our last day of today. Once we hit level 15, we're going to be able to buy our first restocker, but that is probably not going to be until next time we're playing this, which will likely be Wednesday. Unless I get really good with the airbrush all of a sudden. Or decide to hand paint the Warhammers again. It's possible it might happen, but I wouldn't go holding your breath. Susu cereal, load that up. Get this pasta on the shelf. And bread on the shelf. There we go. And now, let's see. Water, we have a multitude of, in fact. So let's take that. You couldn't find peanut butter. Milk, we can completely restock and then throw out the box. Lovely. Susu cereal, throw out. Coffee, restock and through. And we may as well restock the peanut butter. And boom, 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 boom. That is us for the day. So, products found expensive. Ooh. What was above market price? So you are 457, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 9. Ah, okay. That's what it was. Those were too expensive. You're also too expensive. $5. Okie dokes. So let's load the shelves up. Well, that's completely done. Completely full and completely full. So, gonna save our game, and that's gonna be us for the day. Let's have a look and see. So, meantime, I will be back on Monday, where we're gonna finish off the Battlefield 6 campaign. Until then, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful